Ladies and gentlemen, international superstar David Guetta sits with Bennett from Most Requested Live.
This is so cool, getting to talk to one of the most brilliant minds in the music industry, the legendary David Guetta. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you too, man.
Congrats on life. I mean, this has been an exciting few months for you. I just saw you post a photo of your newborn son sleeping on the chest. How great is that feeling? That little body sleeping on you.
It's amazing. It's amazing. You know, like, it's funny because I'm in the studio now making music with a friend, and I was telling him, like, everything is so good in the moment that I'm scared something's gonna happen.
It's too good to be true.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like, I'm such a fighter. Like, I've been always like dealing with 10 problems at the same time, and now everything is clear blue. I'm just,
Terrifying.
I have, like, perfect with the family, the health, my job, all my records are being hits. It's just incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. You're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm the same way. It's like when things are going too good, it's like, okay, what's going to happen next?
Exactly. I'm like, okay, I don't know, something is gonna fall on my head. I have to be careful when I cross, like,
Yeah.
so it's too good to be true,
Watch out
So
for the giant anvil dropping on your head or something. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the ride right now, and also, like, life of a musician is quite simple. When you have music that is connecting, you're very happy, and when it's not connecting, you're very miserable. So in the moment is really connecting incredibly. So I'm so happy. Yeah.
God bless, my friend. Yeah. A newborn and all your gigs around the world. You just hate sleep, don't you? You just don't like it.
But I tell you, having a new baby gave me a new energy. It sounds a little bit cliche to say it, but it's really the truth. It makes me want to work harder because I'm like a provider. Like, I'm a little bit old school as a man, and like, I like to take care of my family. So, feeling the responsibility of having a new baby made me work even harder.
I get that. Like your Papa Bear claws come out and you're ready to
Exactly.
get to work. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about your latest work. I Don't Want to Wait with Ryan Tedder, who's just a genius. I mean,
Genius. It's
right?
insane. It's insane. It's very funny because I know him many years, and I've been following his music for such a long time. And one day I met him, and I was telling him, like, you've been such an inspiration for me that we have to work together, because at the end of the day, I keep copying you and you're not making money out of it. So so you should make the record, and at least you will make something out of it, because we're gonna put your name this time. So it's funny. I never stole anything, but he was always someone that I'm listening, and is very inspiring. I like the emotion in his music. And so we finally had a little writing camp together, and it was like, wow, like a love at the first sight, kind of situation where woo, what is happening to us? So we worked for, I think, 2 days, and we made at least 3 huge records, and this
Wow.
is the first one. And we're so happy about it. Life is crazy because, you know, um, Titan. I got a feeling it's probably my biggest record as a producer, but as an artist, Titanium is my biggest record. And now we just with I'm Good, we just passed Titanium, and I'm looking at the trajectory of I Don't Want to Wait, and it's even faster than was I'm Good. So I'm like, could it be that we're gonna beat I'm Good? That would be crazy, you know. So it's very exciting. The timing is perfect 'cause it's summertime. You know, people just want to have a good time and not like everything is so dark in the moment that I believe in just like forgetting everything and have a good time and not trying to be too cool, too dark. Like sometimes I do this. Sometimes, I have this project called Future Rave, and it's very like dark and more like specialized, for the DJs. And since I'm good, like we were coming out of COVID, and that is the war. It's just like, okay, can we stop for a minute and just have a good time?
Right. You took the words out of my mouth, because when I hear this song, it's just feel good, right? The energy, it's just so positive. It's light, it's bright, and it sounds so good on the radio. And a lot of songs are down, and I like my depressed songs too, but I feel like there's a need for this song in this space,
Man, the world is so dark. We don't need to add darkness to that. Like,
Right, right.
like this is how I feel. And I've noticed, by the way, that when the world is going through big crises, I'm always doing very good.
Mm.
When we did I Got a Feeling, it was the financial crisis. It was terrible. And we came together with Will I Am, we wrote this, like a very simple, feel good song. And it became like one of the biggest hits in history. And now with I'm Good, it was a little bit the same. And I Don't Want to Wait is really also in this vibe, of like just enjoy the moment and put everything on, put the darkness on the side and just be positive and we don't need to always be so serious.
Yeah, I think because people are seeking comfort, right? They're seeking this because
Yeah.
it's missing from our lives, and so yeah, you always strike at the right moment. Your timing is impeccable.
Well, like I said, like I've been doing this for a long time, and I had my ups and downs, like every artist. I've never been like really down, but sometimes I'm super mega hot, and sometimes I'm doing good, but just okay because let's say, I don't know, like there was this moment that hip hop was so massive that it was, harder for me. But now it looks like, like people are again very much into dance music. And when dance music is strong, then I'm strong because I've been doing this my entire life.
And you look at your track record and these collaborations throughout the years, man. I mean, I can go on for 10 minutes, but Nicki and Sia, who you referenced, and the Peas and Rihanna. My personal favorite is with Kid Cudi, Memories. That's always been my favorite song of yours.
Like, it's so amazing. Yeah.
So good. If you want to get me up out of my seat and start dancing around, frolicking, that's one of them for sure. Do you have a personal favorite, one that you're most proud of, or is it difficult because they're all kind of your babies?
I think Titanium is probably the
Titanium.
record I'm the most proud of. And also because when we made this record, Sia was not famous.
Mm.
And she was gonna stop being an artist. And I begged her to stay on this record because she just wanted to be a songwriter and didn't want to keep her vocals on the songs anymore. And really, I really pushed her a lot, and look what happened. So I'm also it's the satisfaction of making a good record, but also like thinking like that record changed my life, but also the world would have been different because she had such a big influence on music after this record because like making those records with Beyonce and Rihanna and those incredible records that she also wrote for other artists plus everything she did herself. Yeah, so those are things that make me very proud.
Sure. Yeah, you said it. Like, I can't imagine music without Sia. Like, that just blows my mind. So
Yeah,
your name is
it's
very
yeah,
important.
10 years of influence on the biggest artist on the planet.
That's wild. I just rattled off like a dozen of these marquee names that you've worked with. Anyone on the bucket list still for you? Do you have like a checklist saying like I would love? I mean, you just crossed Ryan Tedder off, which is a really really good one.
Oh yeah, that was a big one.
That's a big one. Anyone else on the dream board?
Yeah, I said it in many interviews and even to her face. Like my dream is one day to make a song with Adele,
Mm.
um, because it's hard to explain because like she does, of course, like dance music can apparently be the opposite of what she does, but the way I make dance music is very musical, very melodic, and the kind of chords and melodies that she's using is not so far from what I do. So I think it would be extraordinary, and I'm waiting for her. But she just needs to give me a little sign, and I'll be there.
Adele, hello. He's here. We're waiting. Man, that would be a cool one. Now
Yeah.
I could hear that. I could hear it. Like
Oh,
that's
totally. I am absolutely sure that we could do something very special. Actually, in a little bit like in a lane of titanium, those big emotional records. Like I love this.
yeah, oh, for sure. And as you're doing your shows for years and years, you're performing in front of hundreds of thousands of people. I was kind of curious, what do you think makes a good party? Like obviously there's the obvious, right? I mean, good music, but like what do you think is like that extra element that brings the vibes for
I,
everyone
I
out there trying to make a backyard party this summer?
it's I'm right in the middle of this because my son is now 20 years old, which is crazy when I think about it. Uh, and he's studying at University of Miami, and now it's summertime, so he's doing an internship because he wants to work in hospitality. So of course I have a few hookups, and he's working here in Ibiza now in
Oh
the
wow.
clubs and learning about all of this. And we're talking about this, and I said, uh, don't don't like think that everything is happening at night because the good party at night is being prepared during the day
Hmm.
because there are so many elements, from of course the DJ, but also the people. The people make the party.
Hmm.
So the mix of people, like how do you bring the people to the party and have the perfect mix? Um, I think the production today became very important. This is what like what we're doing in Vegas, or I love playing Brooklyn Mirage, for example, in New York, because they have like this giant screen, and or especially what we're doing here in Ibiza, the production is crazy. Like imagine the club where I'm working. They've been voted the best club in the world. It's called High. Each day they completely change the club. So for each DJ and each night, you would come in and not recognize. It's a whole different decoration, different light system, different like dancers. So what makes a good party, I think, is the combo between the right people, the right music, and the right production. I think it became very important, because now the level is so much higher because, and you see it with like DJs like Telovers, for example. They were underground DJs, and the fact that they came with insane production put them on the map. And they're not on the radio, but they do shows for 25,000 people. So it became something very important because we live in such a visual time, like with social media, all of this. So of course, if you're an artist, you're going to promote yourself through
Mm.
Instagram and TikTok. And if your visual sucks, even if your music is great, you might struggle
Mm.
because the way you communicate is through social media. So it needs to also look good, not
Right.
only sound good.
It's got to pop. Absolutely. What's your favorite part of this? Is it crafting the songs in the studio, or is it out in the crowd?
That's what I love the most. Imagine, like this is the perfect situation. You catching me in the middle of producing. I'm in my studio in Ibiza at home, and to think that I'm making a record. My next show in Ibiza is Friday,
Mm.
and I'm gonna finish the record probably Friday afternoon and play it at night.
Wild.
This is so unique. This is what makes me the happiest in life. And like I don't think any superstar can do this. Any pop star, any hip hop star can they can't do that because they have a band. They need to rehearsal. Like I have the freedom to play anything I want, and also the crowd that goes to see DJs, they're hungry for new
Mm.
records, you know, and for me, the happiness that it's giving me when I'm able to test a record and see that it's reacting. If I flop, of course, I'm miserable, and it happens sometimes. Um, but like for example, I don't want to wait. I remember the first time I played it. So imagine we released the record the like 5 days before, okay? And my record company, Warner, is coming to film, and I have to play it, but I'm scared. I don't know if it's gonna work. I play the record, and I don't know how it's possible, but they heard it a few times on my Instagram, but like on the first chorus, people were like looking at me. Last chorus of the song, everyone is singing.
Wow.
Everyone. I turned down the music and everyone. That you're asking me what makes you the happiest in life? That's what it is. The first time I can turn down the music and everyone is singing my song for the first time, this is something that puts me, I feel like I'm in heaven.
Yeah, I got goosebumps. That's crazy. Like a song fresh off the assembly line, and people have
And
already
really, like,
memorized it.
what I'm telling you is very rare because I remember, like, for example, one of my first big global success was When Love Takes Over with Kelly Rowland.
Yeah.
I would empty the dance floor for 2 months because people didn't get it,
Mm.
but they had to hear it on the radio, get used to it, and then it became like a huge hit. But I Don't Want to Wait is that instant hit record. Like people go absolutely crazy from the first minute they hear it. And that's very rare. I don't think I've ever witnessed this before, except with I'm Good, but I'm Good with a hit on TikTok before I released it.
Right.
So people knew it. But I Don't Want to Wait is really like I don't even understand how can people can all sing those songs. And this is the genius of Ryan Tedder, And I tell you, when I went to see him, I had the concept of the chorus,
Mhm.
but it was, there's a fine line when you use, interpolation or a sample, and on how not to become really cheesy.
Mm.
It's like, okay, and he brought that cool factor to the song because the verses that he wrote, the melodies and the words are so poetic, are so beautiful that it makes the record cool.
He's insane. Like
No,
talking
he's
like
insane.
he's
He's
one of
insane.
one.
Oh no, for sure. He's really one of the best songwriters on the planet. It's crazy. So like making music together, and also he's also a producer.
Sure.
So we speak the same language. So it was really such a magic session to work with him because we were like bouncing from each other ideas, and and he's super hyper. Oh wow, he's so hyper in the studio. It's really like I'm hyper, but he's like mega hyper. Yeah, it was really a good experience. I love this guy.
Man, well, we needed your two worlds colliding, right? I mean, I don't want to wait. It's such a special song. We love playing it. It sounds so good on the radio. Like you said, the world needed this. And just congrats on the song. I can't wait to hear the other two, right? You made three together?
Yeah, we have three big ones.
Yeah, I'll be waiting for that.
I think the next one is even bigger than this one. It's really crazy.
Stop
It's really
teasing.
crazy, and I'm very grateful. Like the record is like America is always a little bit like later when it comes to dance music,
Sure.
and like in Europe right now it's absolutely crazy. We're number one in Germany. We top five in France. Like it's like I think we are the top two European record right now.
Mm.
It's gonna go to number one like in the coming weeks, and I see that it's doing good in America too. So
Yeah.
when this doesn't necessarily happen, but when on one of my records I have like a hit that is U.S. and Europe, then it's like it's that magic, and I'm so global, like when I tour. So for me, it really makes me happy because everything I do is try to bring people together. And I think this is something so extraordinary and magical with music that some people in Africa, in Asia, in Latin America, in the US or in Europe could be loving the same record at the same time. I don't know. It is that
Oh,
universal language of music.
yeah, it just blows your mind. I mean, like you said, it's unity, it's community, everyone being brought together.
Exactly.
And you've been doing that for so freaking long. So just congrats on this song. We love it. And congrats on your baby boy. So sweet.
Oh, thank you so much.
You are just killing it in every facet. Watch out for look both ways when you cross the
Telling
road,
you.
right?
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Just stay in your studio, stay padded up.
Exactly.
Oh man, God bless you. It's so fun talking to you. I could talk for a whole, all day about this music, but thank you so much, man, for joining Most Requested Live, and we'll catch up
And
with you
thank you
soon.
for the support. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.